That's a sub-story that felt like it came out of Zero. That makes me fucking happy that they can still do that. Fuck yeah. That felt like a Zero sub-story. We're an hour into this, and I've done one sub-story. That's what we fucking wanna fucking see. Like, the length and depth of that felt like Zero, and I have not felt a sub-story like Zero since Zero. I'm impressed. Like, some of the other sub-stories, well, too, Guitar Geist was real short. Oh, yeah, I guess I did finish that one, didn't I? Yeah. And that was like a single fight, yeah. That's what I mean. Most of the sub-stories are just that. Well, there's been some sub-stories that have been good because they've involved, like, the actual full-on cutscenes, have been actual story things. I mean, we see Yayoi in this game a lot, and we only saw her in a sub-story in Kiwami. Yuya got a whole thing in this one. Like, those sub-stories are cool. They're not Zero sub-stories, though. They're a different thing. They're a different type of sub-story. That has honestly been the first sub-story since Zero that felt like it was a sub-story that had the depth of a sub-story from Zero. This game is a remake, so it's a mix of old and new sub-stories. Yeah, this game definitely seems to take way more liberties in terms of how it remakes the game compared to Kiwami 1. Because people were saying that the biggest problems with Kiwami 1 is the fact that it copies the sub-stories and story and everything so directly. I've said it before, Kiwami was really weird about how many sub-stories were like major plot input. I'm honestly okay with that. Because, like, it just rewards you for doing that. Two of the sub-stories that have been good. It took a while for sub-stories to become fantastic. Again, I always have to go into the rest of this series with the knowledge that every single game, except for 6 and Kiwami 2, and I guess once we get to Like a Dragon, that, were made before Zero. Even 5, I'm pretty sure, was made way before Zero. Like, I have to go in with the knowledge that that's why Zero is going to stand out. And stuff like that. I mean, I follow someone on Twitter who beat Zero yesterday or the day before, and their thing that they put at the end of their thread talking about their responses to the game was, "I'm worried that I've started at the high point." Apparently, Tuid Kiri become a host instead of running a cabaret. Oh wow, I kind of would have preferred that. It would have been different. Put the knife down. Leave me alone. I'm gonna run this bus. If there ain't nobody stopping me. Let's see what you got, bitch. If you want me to deck him, just let me deck him, Jesus. Hey, nobody's stabbing anyone today. Just calm down and let's talk about it. None of your goddamn business. I'm... Guess you don't got it in ya. What the fuck is happening? Fuck if I know. Lady just runs up to me out of nowhere yelling about how she's gonna kill me. Bet she poured all her cash into a host club and now she's taking down the first host she finds. Anyhow, I got a jet. Be careful, you hear? Buster Wolf! There we go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why don't you tell me what's going on? Okay, my name's Yuriko. I got a sister, much younger than me, Miki. Up till last year, she was working here in Sotenbori, but she got scammed. Those horrible men took everything she had, but not even that was enough for him. One day, they kidnapped her, locked her up, abused her, kept her in a cage like some kind of wild dog. It's been a whole year since, and the cops haven't lifted a damn finger. I finally figured out who has her, though. That bastard is one of them. When I saw him, I just couldn't hold it back anymore. I was gonna use this knife to get back at him for what he did, but I couldn't muster the courage. That was the right choice. Killing that man won't find your sister any faster. There are smarter ways to go about that. What's your name? It's Kiryu. Bastard! I'm not even joking. 90% of the reason that I bought a Stream Deck before while I was buying everything to build my computer was to have a Buster Wolf button. It was like the main priority of getting the Stream Deck. And now it just has all other stuff where I can just do other things with it now that are just handy, like posting Discord links. Sorry, I just like showing that off because I'm so happy that I finally set that up. You're right, Kiryu-san. Stabbing him ain't gonna bring Miki back. This is kind of a long shot, but have you ever seen Miki before? She looks like this. Well, yeah. Sorry, I can't say I have. Right, of course you haven't. Miki and we lost our parents years ago. She's the only family I got left. I want to help her, but there's nothing I can do. The cops ignore me. People don't take me seriously. Hell, I don't even have the guts to stab one of the bastards who took her. Kiryu-san, I know this is crazy for you asking this, but do you think you can help me find Miki for me? I'll do anything you want if you manage to find her. Just, please, save my sister. I'm begging you, Kiryu-san. Sounds good. Wherein we may or may not fuck spiders. Maybe. It might happen. It might happen. Just because the description of it is we're here to fuck spiders doesn't mean we actually go through with it. Dude, but that doesn't mean it. If it means making sure you don't end up a murderer, then I'll help as best I can. Kiryu-san, thank you so much. Let's talk details. You said you have info on the guys who kidnapped Miki, right? What do you know? I have pictures. Here. Photo of Yagi. Photo of Kajiwara. Photo of Kojima. The first one's a host named Yagi. He's the guy who was just here. He makes his money by targeting lonely single ladies. This guy's the absolute scum of the earth. The second photo is a man named Kajiwara, realtor. At least that's what he calls himself. More like a land shark, if you ask me. Folks around here despise him. As for the last photo, goes by Kojima. Ain't nobody sure if that's really his name, though. Guy's impossible to pin down. If I had to guess, I'd say he's the one running the whole operation. He looks like a regular businessman on the outside, but somehow he's one of the richest men in the country. No way is he getting all that through legal means. These are the guys who got Miki. I'm sure of it. Okay, I'll see what I can find out. You got a real heart of gold, Kiryu-san. I can't find the words to tell you how much this means to me. The first guy, Yagi, is working in a club over on East Shofukucho Street. I'm counting on you, Kiryu-san. I fuck up the name of that so goddamn often. Really, all Ryuji needs to fight is to just pretend to have a problem in the city and Kiryu will fall right into the trap. Ryuji just needs to enter some sort of NPC when Kiryu walks past him. This is true. This is true. I keep forgetting which one is Shofukucho. It's that one. It's the other one's Sotenbori. I keep forgetting that. Why is it just called Sotenbori Street? The main street in Kamurocho is not called Kamurocho Street. What the hell? That is one thing that is upsetting me about the Dragon Engine. Kiryu doesn't Kiryu walk anywhere near as fucking frequently. It's really upsetting. Like, we start so many less cutscenes with person on the side of the street. Oh no, what am I gonna do in my life? Kiryu walks past. Like, we don't get that anywhere near as much in this game, and it's really upsetting because it was always so endearing to see at the start of a cutscene. Because the moment you saw Kiryu walk like that, you knew he was gonna get into some shit, like some dumb bullshit. It was so good. That's him, Yagi, one of the guys who kidnapped Miki. Time to beat the shit out of him. Oi, fuckface. Hey, I remember you. That bitch cool off yet? She was out of her freaking mind, let me tell you. Do you know this girl? That's, oh shit. Is there any something specific about their back tattoos? Basically, the specific dragons on their backs are rivals. Ryuji fights by himself while Kiryu's dragon fights with allies. I've known that, like, Kiryu's dragon tattoo. I mean, I haven't even seen Ryuji's tattoo. I don't think I have, at least. If I've seen Ryuji's back tattoo, I don't remember it. But I know Kiryu's, like, the holding of the orb is important. I just don't remember that, actually. I don't actually know that. I mean, yes, I haven't seen Ryuji's yet. Because the last time we fought him, like, the only time we fought him, he was in the cart store. Kiryu's super of getting messed up in other people's shit to the point that even the plot of most of the games can be summed up as that. Yeah, that's kind of it, actually. Like, how did Yakuza 1 start? Kiryu was just Kiryu walking down past the Dojima HQ when all of a sudden a gunshot went off. Taking up in the loading screen, I believe. Are the loading screens black? Aren't they black? I've never seen it before. Might be one of my customers over at the club. You guys must be around ridiculous explanation. Strange. I met someone who claims you Conda. Oh yeah? Bring him here. Ain't nobody supposed to know about that. So you do know it. Where the fuck is she? Ah, no fucking clue. How's it doing what Kajiwara asked when I nabbed her? Girl could be anywhere by now. I was remember I got tying her up and having some fun. Girl's got a great pair and oh, alright. Yeah, we're still being. At least I thought it was tattoo. At least one game is the tattoos. No, this one's just a black screen. Every loading screen actually so far in the games has just been a black screen. Anyways, I don't know how you connected to all this, but it looks like I'm gonna have to shut you up for good. Get ready to die! Alright, yeah, no. Yeah, no, this guy's a scumbag. Fuck this. I reserve this for the biggest pieces of shit that we have. It's not even that good. Gonna get a bit closer to death though for it. There we go. There's fantastic team of secrets. No, he's great at it. He's just built and all that. There are tattoos on the title screen in this game, but you just see a tattoo. It's not who they're on, so there's no way to know who they belong to. Besides, honestly, I didn't even know that there was like... I didn't even know that there was tattoos on the title screen, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think Ryuji may be on the case for this game, but I never actually changed the case. But I never changed, like, I never actually go to the case to change discs. So I never actually leave in front of the case. And when I do, I deliberately try to avoid it. So I'm pretty sure Ryuji's on it. Where'd I put the gun? There's the gun! So good. I mean, yeah, I know Ryu. I mean, his whole deal is that there can be only one. It's not a spoiler that he has a dragon tattoo. I just have no idea what it is. I've just never seen it.
Boy.
Tell me where Kajiwara is. Ugh, I don't freaking know. First guess he'd be at the golf center. Guy's always got his clubs on him. Good. If you don't want to deal with me again, then I suggest you relocate. Scum like you don't belong on the streets. I shot the dude several times and he's walking. Dude's stronger than Kiri. What the fuck? Only one Highlander. I mean, like... This is not me shitting on Ryuji. This is me shitting on Zero. And the ending of that game not being great. Like I've mentioned at length before about how a lot of the end of Zero is clearly... Oh, we're setting up Kiwami 1, which is also bad because, like, they set it up with so many characters that are important in Kiwami 1, but don't actually show up or do much for most of Kiwami 1. So making so much of, like, their comeuppance in Kiwami 1 being you don't see them much is weird. But if there's one thing I will say that is kind of dumb about the end of it, is Shibusawa's whole deal being, I will become the Dragon of Dojima. And one, why would that known to be a name at this point in the series? Two, Shibusawa is like not very well built up at all compared to either Kuze or Awano. He's just the last one left. And also the whole idea of there can be only one dragon was a plot point from an earlier made Yakuza game, and it's Shibusawa's entire deal. It's definitely got some serious prequel syndrome, which is weird. All the boats were going through and took out several tumors that would have killed him. How many people in Japan have cancer? Why do so many people in Japan have cancer? We should be looking into whatever is causing that. Again, I know that the ending of everything in Zero is meant to be setting up for 1, but it's still not very good. Like, we could have had a bit, like, the final boss fight against Shibusawa was cool. 2 dragons is a great fucking theme. But the build-up of Shibusawa as the big final villain is weird. And, like, Shibusawa's whole thing is, I want to become another legend like Kazuma. I want to be as fucking sick as Kazuma. To do that, I need to get my hands dirty and kill people. Kazuma did that, I'm going to do that. But then Shibusawa's entire thing of him becoming the grand, like, having a legend is being someone who works for Dojima, who would become the head of the clan. And it's just like... But how much are you going for on the fact that you're the final boss of the game? You could have higher aspirations. I mean, like, I know a lot of the point of Zero is the fact that Kiryu is kind of still a punk, and, like, the things that Kiryu does in that game are stubborn-headed, and he does kind of make mistakes in that game because he doesn't know enough shit, and, like, that is part of what Zero is. Like, there's a fantastic line where it's just like, if you guys lay one hand on Makoto, I will bury the Tojo clan down to the last man. It's a fucking sick line. Then they shoot her, and he goes back to working for the Tojo. And, like, part of the whole story of Zero is that Kiryu's still kind of a punk little shit. He's not the legend yet. So he's saying shit that he actually can't back up. He is making decisions that are reckless. He hasn't become who we see in Kiwami and Kiwami 2 yet. the final conclusion is still not good, even if it includes all of that stuff. Part of the deal with Kazuma, though, is that, like, he was very good at what he did, but he clearly didn't particularly like it. I mean, yeah, like, there's been a lot of this game where it's just like, he kind of didn't want to murder everyone. He just, you know, did. More people on average know Darth Vader than Chief Palpatine. Fair. I always saw it as Kiryu was Sarah's inside man to make sure Dojima stayed in line. I mean, Dojima kind of didn't have a fucking choice. Like, his actions could have destroyed the clan in Zero. They could have. If everything happened the way that Dojima wanted to, and he still fucked up at the end, he could have destroyed the Tojo clan because of how much, shit he was causing trouble with. He fucked up royally. So he had to stay in line. And Kiryu was also there to help. But also to atone, well, something, ending of Zero is not great. It's not great. Again, like, I get parts of it, but even the parts that I get and understand why it's done, again, I get why the final boss of Zero isn't the biggest isn't the biggest, baddest dude in Zero. Because Kiryu's not at the peak of who he is yet. So he doesn't get the right to fight the biggest, baddest dude by the end of that. Like, at the end of Kiwami 1, he fights the single biggest person who is currently still alive in the Tojo clan. Nishiki. Sarah's dead, Kazuma's dead, Shimano's dead. Everyone's dead. The next biggest, person in the Tojo clan is Nishiki. But Kiryu's fucking really high up there at that point. So he fights. He gets to fight Nishiki. He actually gets to fight him. He gets to fight Shinju. He gets to fight the politician who is causing all of this. He doesn't get to do that in Zero because he's not at his peak. He doesn't get to fight Dojima. He never actually gets to confront him face to face and give him anything. So he doesn't get to do that shit because he's not there yet. Majima in Zero is a million times more compelling than Kiryu. Majima's the main character. Okay, the main character is Kiryu. The main story is Majima's. In terms of the way the plot's presented. Yeah, no, Majima has an arc in Zero that finishes. And the finishing of that arc is what we see the rest of Majima and the rest of the series. Kiryu's doesn't finish until the end of Kiwami. And now we see it. Obviously, I'm expecting there's still going to be character development and points and everything like that from this point with Kiryu. I'm not saying his character arc is completely done. But, for Kiryu to become the man that he is, the legend that he is, that arc doesn't finish until the end of Kiwami 1. But Majima's finishes in Zero. So, again, I can understand parts of the end of the story. It doesn't mean I like those parts of the end of the story any better, though, because of those things that do make sense. This must be Kajiwara, the second man involved in Miki's kidnapping. Alright, let's go. Wait. The dude at the back who kind of looks like Kazuma, or one of the punks in the jackets here? I just had her revealing it at the beginning. The original Yakuza starts with Kiryu getting out of jail, and it's not until the final fight we learn Nishiki killed Dojima. Well, again, a big setup is that, when the first Yakuza game came out, you didn't care about Nishiki. You started the game with him killing someone, and when you come back, he was evil. There was no build-up to him being evil. He was just, it's upsetting because he's your oath brother. And that was the entire thing. Kiryu Hiruma was basically trying to get him to go into retirement, which is low-key hilarious. I mean, honestly, I can understand that being Kiryu's arc from this point onwards. He wants to be a good person. He wants to quit the Yakuza life. But at his heart, Kiryu is a Yakuza, even if we've never played as him in a game where he's in the Yakuza. The way he deals with problems, the way he confronts those problems, he does those as a Yakuza. And, 2, he has trouble dealing with problems that don't involve violence. He can do it, and he does it in the sub-stories. But even in most sub-stories, he'll usually end up beating a motherfucker at some point. If Kiryu's arc from this point onwards is just the biggest single flaw about Kiryu is the fact that he doesn't know how to not deal with shit like a Yakuza, and he doesn't know how to not deal with things without violence, and that's the problem that keeps coming up and ruining his life trying to get away from the Yakuza for the rest of the series. I'm okay with that. That's fine. If it explores that more and more from this point onwards, I'm fine with this. Something that I will say in defense of the 3, I feel like it has one of the most significant steps forward for Kiryu's character arc. Interesting. You know those rap battle channels on YouTube on Kiryu versus Vita Corleone? This studio kind of looks like Kazuma. That's who it is. Okay, he looks less like Kazuma up close. I just saw the slicked back hairstyle and the mustache, and I'm just like, it's Kazuma. Huh? What are you looking at? You better clear out if you don't want to take a club to the fucking face. Do you know this girl? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe go fuck yourself. Cut to the chase. Sure, I know her. What, you one of her old flings coming back for another pop? She ain't nothing to me now. Now get lost, I'm trying to golf here. Sorry, but you're not getting rid of me that easy. I need to find the girl. Look, I don't know who you are, but I don't got her anymore. Sold the bitch to the highest bidder. You mean Kojima? Where is he? Just where the fuck did you get that name? Don't got a clue where he is. Now that I'm thinking about it, though, maybe I didn't sell the girl. Might just toss her out with the other trash. Who knows? Now go on and get lost. Girls like you can't play golf. If anyone doesn't belong here, it's you. Golf is a gentleman's sport, and you're anything but. You're trying to pick a fight, asshole? Fine by me. I was just looking to give my new club a test run. See, he literally just actively encourages violence. I mean, yeah, fuck these people. Actively encourage violence against them. They're kidnappers and horrible people. Like, yeah, fuck these people and beat the shit out of them. But, like, it's very much been a noticeable trend in this game, even more than the previous ones, that Kiryu actively goes on fights way more frequently. Like, it was more prevalent in the previous games that the end result was the other person wouldn't calm down without getting into a fight. Where at this point, Kiryu knows he can win any fight he gets into. So he just, like, gets to a point where he's sick of dealing with their shit and actively goes on the fight and gets it through way faster. To the point where it's just like, this ends with me beating the shit out of you. So let's just cut to the chase and do that. Like, that happens way more now. When he said club him to the face, I envisioned him glitching out the physics engine and pick up the building. He's been very open about talking about human trafficking in semi-public locations. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's almost like they feel like they can get away with it or something. I peacocked your mom. Oh my god, you're so right. You're so fucking right. Oh my god. He's been barking out orders behind the scenes. I'm nothing compared to him. Just don't hurt me, man. I already did. Then talk. Where is he? Just a sec. Let me give him a call. Kojima-san. Yeah, it's me. Sorry. Ran into a bit of trouble. Huh? Yeah, okay. If you say so. What? He said he wants to see ya. Where? Midoriyama building. Where's, Shofukucho? I keep fucking up that word. Second floor. Fine, Kojima. Which building is the Midoriyama building? I do not actually know. Wait, Mahjong? Oh, no, it's before Mahjong. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I've actually been up there. You know, Hideo Kojima was so slimy. I feel like someone's going to answer with anyone who's played Kojima games. Not that I've done so, but I've seen Quiet, and I've heard his treatment of women in games isn't the greatest. So, I'm excited to get to the Metal Gear games. I do, from everything that I've heard, it's just like Kojima's great, fantastic. The games are way too tedious and way too overblown, and he's kind of problematic. But fucking the games are so good, though. Like, that's what I hear about it. Where it's just like, it's hard for me to know people who like Metal Gear as a series who don't constantly shit on Kojima, and then in the next sentence call him a genius. Oh my god, that sword is still there. Holy shit! Wow. I'm impressed by that. I don't know why I am, but I am. Oh. Oh. It's the door. Metal Gear Solid 3 is a masterpiece, honestly. I mean, yeah, that's the big one, right? Like, I mean, I know nothing about Metal Gear other than what's in Revengeance in the 2 seconds I've played of the original Metal Gear. But even I know that everyone is just like, Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of the best games ever made. Like, even I know that. Like, I don't know how to go into Metal Gear Solid 3 with tempered expectations or not expecting the world from it, because I know so many people who are just like, it's the best game ever fucking made. And, like, there is no game that I know of that where people consider it their favorite game more than Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, I know a lot of people who consider Final Fantasy VII their favorite game, people who say Nier Automata, people who say Wonderful 101. Like, these are all games that I know people consider their favorite game of all time. none of them compare to how many people I've seen over the years who say MGS3 is their favorite game of all time. None of it compares. So I don't know how to go into that game without expecting something like that. You must be Kojima. Where's Miki? Why? What's your angle? You looking for some fun? I'm the one asking questions here. Now tell me where Miki is. Doesn't matter. You're a dead man. Currently you keep snooping around. Pays too good to have you ruin it all. Really? Then you should have brought more than 3 guys. Don't take that tone with me. You're done for. Nobody will ever find your body. Let's go! Do you think you'll ever play the Somnium Files? One of the scenes is apparently a copy of Metal Gear scene involving a porno mag. What is AI the Somnium Files? That's my response to that. Because I don't know. Kiwami mode! Best part about this game's combat! Mid-combat thing. It's a game made by the guy who did the Zero Escape trilogy. Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention to my health. I was not paying attention to my health. Guess who died and their body won't be found? This fucker. That about sums it up. Kojima can be likened to a mad scientist. He is a genius and he's worse than nothing short of fantastic, but he's still fucking batshit insane. You know what the ironic thing is that I had no interest in Death Stranding, and I was just like, everyone's overblowing Death Stranding. You haven't seen anything about the fucking game yet. Like, you're just expecting the world from this guy who makes weird games, and that's fine and everything, but like, I know a lot of people who also shit on MGS5 a lot, and that was his last game. So, and like people talk about it, so it's just like maybe wait to see what Death Stranding is like when it comes out before everyone hypes it up as going to be the best game ever made and everything. And then Death Stranding came out, and then I had a look, and then I watched a little bit on what the mechanics of like the walking simulator aspect of it was, where it's literally walking simulator, like walking and how you walk in terrain, traverse terrains and environments is like a big fucking deal of that game, and I'm just like, fuck, I actually really want to play Death Stranding now. The gameplay actually looks like something I'd actually enjoy, and I have no idea about the story of the game because it's Kojima nonsense, so I don't actually know how to feel about that yet. Run with 5 was more like Konami's basically forced it out early and was a huge chunk of the story as a result. I mean, I know people who like, I'm pretty sure Pat from Best Friends is just like, even if it was finished, the story wasn't going in a good direction to begin with. There was someone who I follow on Twitter who is like the biggest Metal Gear fan that I know, who isn't like a YouTuber and stuff like that, and he's just like, the whole point of what MGS5 is, I didn't need to see because I already knew it. So like, there is also that. I don't know. 5 is something. It's got real big praising problems, and the ending is a big what the fuck, but not a bigger what the fuck than 2's ending. I mean, I am expecting some what the fuckery from the series. I am expecting this. Again, the only knowledge I have of Metal Gear, I mean, obviously the ladder meme. I know the ladder meme. I haven't seen the ladder meme in action, but I know the ladder meme. And Revengeance, because I've played the fuck out of that game. And that game has you fighting a senator made out of nanomachines to try and stop him from putting orphans' brains into child soldier bodies. So, like, if that's what Revengeance is, yeah, like, I'm aware that the rest of the series is going to be batshit fucking insane. But I still know nothing about it, and I'm still excited as hell for it. I deliberately waited until I finished Kingdom Hearts as a series before I started Metal Gear, and then I couldn't play it because my PS3 broke. Once I finish my catch-up of all my old LPs, Metal Gear is absolutely the first thing I'm going into. At least Metal Gear 1 and 2. I don't know how long it'll be after I do this before I do Solid 1, though. AI, the Somnium Files, amnesiac with no memory, past 6 years, is recruited by the police to investigate a copycat of a serial killer from 6 years ago. He enters people's dreams to investigate crime scenes. Oh, so Psychonauts. Got it. I haven't played Psychonauts either. I'll definitely agree on that. 5 story was, at best, unnecessary. Yeah, that's what I mean, where it's just like, even if the story was finished of 5, I've heard the story be described as I didn't need to see it because anything that it does or fleshes out, I already knew from the other games. Like, that's the way it was described by, the one person I know who's on a YouTuber who loves Metal Gear the most. So, that was their opinion on when it first came out. Much more would spoil the game. I mean, if it's made by the Nonary games and stuff like that, I might wait to play it until after I do the Nonary games. There's going to be a couple games by different creators coming up on the channel where I don't do that. Where I play some of the stuff from individual creators a bit out of order. I'm aware of this. how do I say more without spoiling more? About what LPs I'm doing in the future. Let me just say that at the very least. But people really want me to do the Nonary games, so I might do the Nonary games first. Because that's like, other than that and Ace Attorney, they're like the big requested visual novel stuff for me to do. So I might do something fast if I enjoy the Nonary games and stuff like that, but I'll really do the Nonary games first, just because I know there's a lot of people who want that stuff. The only thing I know of Metal Gear is the brief plot summary Snake gives to Luigi in Mario Warfare. I'm assuming that's a Newgrounds thing. Mario Warfare sounds like a Newgrounds thing where there's Luigi and Snake. Like, I have Starbomb's entire discography, but I've deliberately removed 2 songs from my phone for their discography because it's the simple plot of Final Fantasy VII and the simple plot of Metal Gear Solid. Another future Wobusher of the Funya Rimpa. Is that the combination of Nonary games and Danganronpa? Is that the game they're working on together afterwards? Funya Rimpa. No? Okay. Alright, please don't kill me, please! Start talking, asshole. Booth number 5, over at Gandhara. That's where we locked her up. Got it, stay out of my way. It's a minor joke in 999. Well, I'll be ready for it. I'll forget it by the time I do that, because I've already told people that I'm doing the first Ace Attorney game beforehand. Again, I'm not going to do, it's not going to be like, I'm going to do all of Ace Attorney before I do any of the Nonary games, or any other, visual novel stuff, but I'm starting with the first Ace Attorney. I've already said that I'm doing that with people. It's the one that has got me the most excited with the way people talk about it, so I'm starting with Ace Attorney first. Which is going to be the visual novel series that comes back at the end of my catch-up. The end of my catch-up is going to be so far away, and I already know the 4 LPs that I'm doing there. Metal Gear Solid, directly leading into Metal Gear Solid 2, Final Fantasy VII Hard Mode, Ace Attorney, and spoiler, because I'm not saying what the last one is. Because I want it to be a surprise when it starts. And it's not, and I have another spoiler LP to do immediately after that I'm not saying until it starts. It's going to be weird. Funya Rimpa is a zero escape inside joke. It has become the banner on which the fanbase unifies. Revenge is basically all the weird aspects of Metal Gear distilled into their purest essence. Many of the games are pretty down to earth for the most part. Those are somewhat less true the further up the timeline you go. I mean, I also know that the games come out in non-chronological order. Like, from memory, I think people are saying that MGS3 is the earliest one in the entire series. Apparently, Phoenix went undefeated Marchman in court, according to Project X Zone. Is Project X Zone worth playing? I've seen so many funny meme shit out of Project X Zone. I have no idea if it's worth playing, though. I'm still worried about this place, because I swear that poster up there is slightly revealing some titty. Just, like, looking at the way her shirt is, I feel like her hair is the only thing covering up the titty there, and I'm worried that the amount of areola shoaling is going to get me in trouble. Foreplay takes place pretty much right after 2. Oh, fucking so confusing. Oh, my God. I mean, like, I thought Devil May Cry was bad. Although they fixed Devil May Cry, so now the only one that's out of order is 3. But still. I mean, if we're talking about chronological order, then I guess Yakuza is also weird, but not as weird. Revengeance is the year after 4. I know that Revengeance is the last one, which also means that it's, like, the most spoiler, but also the least spoiler. Like, again, people are just, like, a big spoiler that I now have for the Metal Gear franchise is that Raiden's a cyborg. Apparently, that's a massive fucking spoiler for one of the other ones. I don't know which one he's in, and obviously, again, don't tell me anything, because I want to go in with as little knowledge as I can. But apparently, there's a game that Raiden's in, and him being a cyborg's a massive fucking spoiler for that game. And, like, he becomes Cyborg 2.0 within the first 15 minutes of Revengeance. Where's booth 5? It's all the way in the back, sir, but no buts, you're taking me back there. So that booth is rented out, you can't. Too fucking bad. Wow, this sub-story is getting serious, isn't it? Mickey, so you're one of Kojima's men? No, he was just paying me to watch over this here lady. Had no idea he was keeping, what he was keeping her here for. Please, I didn't do nothing wrong. Here, I'll give you everything I got from him. Still kind of an asshole. If you want a confusing game series, look at the Trails of Heroes. 10 games and we still don't know what the main villain's plan is, nor who most of them are. Giving Kingdom Hearts a run for your money at that point. What the fuck? It's also a series I've never heard of. Mickey, are you okay? Buster Wolf! Sorry. Buster Wolf! Sorry, you have to get the arm motions right for that. And I need an actual, like, little cap gun on my hand that explodes with explosions as I do the Buster Wolf animation. She doesn't look hurt, but I can't imagine what she's going through. I should get her back to Yuriko. We saved the day! Again, very serious sub-story. Holy shit. I can't thank you enough for everything you did, Kiryu-san. You're like some kind of superhero. Mickey's passed out back at my place. Despite everything, I'm just relieved she's alive. She'll need some time to work through everything, but she'll bounce back. I'm glad everything turned out okay. Me too. It would never have happened without you, Kiryu-san. That reminds me, Mickey had something she wanted to give the guy who's to the guy who saved her. Here. Hey, lock key. Looks like it goes to one of them coin lockers up the road. Don't know what's inside. Maybe it's got something to do with her kidnapping. There. Words that can express just how grateful I am to you, Kiryu-san. I wish there was something more I could do. Seeing you two reunited is plenty for me. And speaking of Mickey, you should get going. She'll need you by her side when she wakes up. Right. Thank you again. Yay! That was just us doing a really good thing for a sub-story. I'm okay with this. Trails in the Sky, Trails of Cold Steel, etc. Really fucking good RPGs with the best world building of the genre. One of the rules for their evil organization is that its members are free to ignore orders or even fight other members. No one knows how it has managed to exist for so long. I'm curious if this is a franchise that has really good world building for an RPG and has 10 fucking entries in it. How I haven't heard about this series for so long. Because, you know, RPGs are a genre that I really pay a lot of attention to. And even I can't keep up that. I gotta get some of this stuff. I kind of forgot entirely that we're actually able to upgrade stuff for this entire session. I don't know if I should get combo speed or relentless blows first. We want all of that. No, I want relentless blows because it's the most expensive. So we'll just like get it out of the way. And yeah, none of this stuff is stuff that we're worrying about right now. But it's mainly, yeah, mainly those ones. It's mainly that good shit there. And then it's just technique primer stuff. And the things down here that say acupuncture. I'm curious on when we get to acupuncture. Kamaki said he's going to the Coliseum, so I feel like I need to go do Coliseum stuff to advance any of this. There was an international incident in the first game just to get the main character's father away so they don't have to deal with him during the plot in his home country. I'm so confused by this series. Joestar, you like know so much about franchises that I know so little about, and every time you tell me about it, and by that I mean the 2 streams who have done that so far, I'm just like, what the fuck even are these? Is this franchise? I'm like, oh my god, you have knowledge of the exact stuff that I don't, aka weep shit. I'm sorry, but if it's Japanese, you've either seen me interact with it in a video, or it's been something I've directly referenced several times in that video. And by that I mean Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, and JoJo. And Kimi no Se. Which I'm going to one day forget is actually not the name of that actual anime. But I'm just going to keep calling it Kimi no Se. Okay, there's another sub-story over here, and it's also the last one that we've actually got on here. Wow, we had 4 sub-stories, and it's actually going to take the entire session. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by this game actually having long sub-stories again. Oh my fucking god, let's go. Platinum play. Stuff I can sell. You didn't get the money the rich dude dropped, didn't I? Oh, fuck me. I thought I forgot that they don't just give you it. Fuck. That sword's still there. Hopefully no one else stole the money. Oh my god, you're totally right. He wasn't even rich. He had 50,000 yen. What the fuck? I just got a plate out of a locker that's worth double that. Dude wasn't even rich. Bad now. What was I going? Where's the place that had the good blue? Bling, 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 bling. I do not remember. Metal Gear Timeline. Right, give me 1 second. I'm running down the street. MGS3, Peace Walker, 5. 1 and 2, not solids. Solid, 2, 4, this fucking franchise, I swear to God. This fucking franchise, I swear to God. It's so over the place, I love it. At least Metal Gear 2, Solid, and 2, Solid, at least those are in order. I'll be playing those games, because again, like, if I'm playing through a franchise, Unless very specifically there's a reason otherwise, I'm playing them in release order. Exactly. Kingdom Hearts I played in release order, and that's not in chronological order for that. I'm going to do the same thing for Metal Gear, which is MGS, MGS2. Oh, sorry, MG, MG2, MGS 1, 2, 3. I think it's 4 then Peace Walker? Or it might be 4 then Peace Walker? Oh, sorry, Peace Walker then 4. And then there's obviously Zeros and Candy Paint. I know that, like, this is one of the very few franchises ever where it's recommended, where it's just like, no, you can start with Yakuza 0, and in fact, you should. And stuff like that. And I'll freely admit, it's just like, yeah, if I didn't play Yakuza 0 first, then yeah, I wouldn't have fallen in love with the franchise anywhere near as much as I did. I'd still really like it, but, you know, it just wouldn't have been the same. Yeah. In Trials of the Sky, you play as a Bracer, a non-political organization that protects civilians, but you cannot interfere in political issues. Interesting. Get involved in political issues, what people's lives depend on it. In the Crossbell games, you're a police officer in a new department meant to compete with Bracers for public approval. In Cold Steel, you live in a country where Bracers are basically banned. So military academy students do Bracer work across the country. Oh my goodness. Basically, the game justifies why you both fight terrorists and look for missing cats. Got it. You need to be able to have both. Okay, fair enough. So it's kind of like Yakuza, where it's just like we need to justify why we're both serious crime men and helping people, like, with their movies that they're making and shit. It doesn't help that Kiwami 1 leans so heavily on Zero, yeah. Again, like, yeah. This is one of the extremely few franchises where I'm not playing it in release order. Where I'm playing it in chronological order. Because, I mean, 3, 4, and 5 did come out before. I mean, like, well, what do you count Kiwami as? Kiwami and Kiwami 2 are remakes of the originals. So in terms of release order, do you count Kiwami 1 as coming out before Yakuza 3? I don't know how you want to count that. Because it's a remake, so that. But, like, Zero was very much made after the other ones. But Zero was also made to be played as the first game. Most other franchises are made to be played in release order, regardless of chronology. So, like, Kingdom Hearts is very much designed to be played in release order. Fuck chronology. If you play that in chronological order, it's going to make so much less sense. It's explicitly designed to be played in release order, because that's the order they made the games in. Like, it needs to be very explicitly made to not be played in release order for it to be worthwhile, me not playing in release order. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Perfect thing. They literally said on the stage of E3. It's also just a great way for people to continue the compilation of Final Fantasy VII, but also a great way for new players to get involved in Final Fantasy VII. Races fight criminals, but unless the government directly harms citizens, they cannot interfere. Oh, corruption. Got it. Trails games are definitely 100-hour games, though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Again, it's weird that I've never heard of these games. If you play the first game without doing any side quests, you don't get to fight the main villain, is that they get taken in a cutscene. I kind of fucking love that. I kind of fucking love that. Part of me adores the shit out of that. Part of me's just like, why? But part of me's also just like, that's fucking cool.